So grab your headphones, let the journey start. With Suzy's Vegas tales, she's stealing the heart. In the city of dreams, let's laugh and play. Suzy's Las Vegas podcast, come join the sway.
Well, hello there. We're in between Christmas and New Year's, and I have a wonderful story that I'd like to share with you. A couple weeks ago, I met a gentleman at the chamber, and it was Board of Trustees luncheon, and I was so taken by his conversation, I had to bring him on my show, and I know you're going to love him. So what I want you to do is like, subscribe, and share, and make sure you watch this whole show because it's fantastic. Hi, John. How are you?
I am doing
John
very
Etzell,
well.
Boys Town. Have we heard of Boys Town? Yes.
I hope so, yes.
Yes. For a while there, I thought it was, it wasn't still with us, but it is. It's very much.
Yes, we are
and in
alive
Nevada,
and strong here in Las Vegas. Yeah, coming up on 35 years.
35
in 2026,
years.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it started back in 91.
You were 2.
Well, I was a little younger then. Yeah, I wasn't here there for the entire time, but yes.
Yeah. So tell our audience about Boys Town, Nevada, and about everything that you do and what's going on and your story. I want to hear your story, John. So does our people.
Yes, that was a wonderful luncheon. It was just fantastic to sit and listen and learn from you as well. So I appreciate the opportunity to be here. And as the executive director of Boys Town, Nevada, a local 501c3 that's been here in the Valley since 1991, we have seen, thank you, we have seen and done a lot to help kids and families stay together during that time, and we've seen so much growth within the city as well. As folks who've been around a while know, Vegas has gone through a lot of changes. Sure. Certainly in the last 60 years, and since we've been here in the last 35. And when we first arrived in 1991, Boys Town here, it was because of a handful of businessmen in town, the Norm Jenksons, the Dave Cavassiers, the Kevin Buckleys, who all said, as we're growing, we need a little bit more help for our young men and our young women. Sure. Boys Town's been serving girls since 1979.
It has. See? I learned something new right now.
There we go. Yep.
Yeah.
And at the time, the focus of Boys Town was on our residential program. Correct. Meaning that you had 6 kids who were living with a married couple in a house. And that's how Boys Town, Nevada started here. Back in 91, and they had 5 homes up in the northwest part of town, just kitty corner from Gilcrease Farms. Okay. Long before there was anything else up there, before Arborview High School, before Shadow Ridge High School.
Before all that?
Before all of that. They were up there. Wow. And we were serving, 40, 50, 60 kids a year doing that model and that program. And as the organization became more established in the city, we listened to the Department of Family Services. We worked with the Department of Juvenile Justice, and we recognized there are more things that we can do. There are more areas of expertise from a programming perspective that Boys Town can support the city as it continues to grow. So we added a short-term shelter program that ran for about 10 years. Down at our current office headquarters off of Mojave, 95 and Eastern, right across from Freedom Park down there. And that's really? Still our offices today.
That's where you're at now?
Yeah, that's where our offices are now. And we've added services and programs that support kids and families before they get to the point where the kids need to be removed or the parents get into a lot of trouble themselves for abuse or neglect issues. We are considered what I would say is an early intervention and prevention-based model that goes into homes, goes into where the kids and families are right now, with the hope and the plan of strengthening their communication skills and their bond between. Yes, to give them those opportunities to be successful.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So we've got a variety of programs. Well, we don't run the residential program anymore here. That stopped in 2017.
Oh, it did?
It did. We've pivoted now to where everything we do is on that early intervention side. So Department of Family Services will contract with us to work with families who are maybe not quite, they're having some challenges on the abuse or on the neglect side. So we'll send our very well-trained staff into those homes. And they're going to work with those families for 35, 40, 50 hours over the next couple of months and basically be their life coach. They're going to be there to support
them. So they straighten the whole thing out, everybody's starting to be cohesive again.
Yes, and they do it from the parents' perspective.
Oh, that's amazing.
Not just from the kids. The kids certainly need some help and support, but oftentimes as parents, I mean, I've got 3 kids of my own. There's no handbook that I got from the hospital when we came home.
Most people don't.
Right, on what that looks like. So we worked, the organization has worked tirelessly on the research, on the development of these programs that puts kids and families in the best possible chance to be successful. So my staff that goes out, they're available to these families 24/7. They're on call all the time. If they have an issue at 11 o'clock on a Friday night when their 16-year-old hasn't come home and has missed curfew, they'll call up our staff and say, hey, what do I do now? Am I calling the police? Am I going out looking for them? Am I calling the friends? What's going to happen from a consequence perspective?
What is your phone number?
Yes. So our number is 702-742-7040.
Repeat that one more time. Yep. Put that on your refrigerator.
I'm going to make sure there. Yep. 702-724-8402. I apologize. 8402, the last 4.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's good. They have somebody to call, before they call the police and everybody else to find out what they should do.
Yes. Yep. And that's one of our programs. We've got a few others. We're big on the mental health side as well. We've got child psychologists that work for us, actually not too far here from your studio, just off of Durango and Windmill, but see kids from all over the city. And everything from ADHD and ADD to when kids are very little, some bedwetting challenges. They'll come and they'll see our staff for, it could be anywhere from 6 weeks to 2 or 3 years. It sort of depends on each kid and family.
What does this cost?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Let's just say it again.
One more time. What's your phone number?
It's free. Go to our website, boystown.org/Nevada.
That's even better. Yes.
Follow us on all of our social medias, Boys Town Nevada.
You should have a gold star beside your name.
We work very hard to ensure that these services, these opportunities for families are at no cost. And
that's amazing.
While the mental health and the therapy side, there is an insurance-based component to it.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that you necessarily have to have insurance. If you've got a Medicaid plan, if you qualify for that, that's just fine. We're one of the very few providers in town that take all of the Medicaid-based services. So whether that's Silver Summit or Anthem or Molina or CareSource, we are paneled in all of those Medicaid products. So then there is no cost for those
wonderful.
families.
That's wonderful.
And that we take a little bit of a financial hit on that. No surprise.
I'm sure you do. Yeah.
So the fundraising part, everything else that we do to keep our doors open and to continue serving and impacting kids and families makes a huge difference. In the last 5 years, Suzy, we have impacted more than 100,000 kids here in the Valley.
100,000?
More than 100,000.
Did you hear that?
We've directly served
more than 100,000.
Yes, more than 100,000 just in the last 5 years through our programs within the Clark County School District, through our mental health programs, through our programs that support kids and families when they need it most and they're not sure where to turn.
Well, sure. Most people aren't sure where to turn.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and a lot of them, they have a baby and think, well, rock the baby and babies get big and everything's good. Not always, huh?
No, not always. And even when, we're talking about rocking babies when they're little.
Yeah.
Did your babies cry a lot when they were little? Yeah, and sometimes you couldn't quite figure out why.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, sometimes people can make difficult decisions when they're under that level of stress.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what we don't want to see happen.
No.
So oftentimes we even get calls, from kids and babies who are coming right out of the hospital and going home. And the parents who maybe have exhibited some behaviors that cause concern.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get that call.
We read about a lot of that, don't we?
So we'll get that call to go in and work with that family and teach them ways that, hey, listen, it's okay to call somebody and say, hey, I need a little bit of help tonight. I'm struggling.
Yeah.
Or, my kid is colicky and I'm not sure what to do. That part's hard.
Sure.
Families need that level of support and that information.
Absolutely.
To be able to best support and best help their family communication and everything that's going on there. So
that's amazing.
We're blessed to be able to provide this level of intervention and support for kids and families all over Vegas. We've started to expand outside of Clark County as well. We've got a few programs on our education side up in Elko and Winnemucca.
Do you?
In the rurals, so we're thrilled to start up there, and we'll slowly see us, I think, into other communities within the state here within the next couple of years also.
Well, when you and I talked, you told me a story about your life.
Yes.
And I want you to tell our audience your story because it really resonated. When I heard that, I thought that was the most interesting story I've ever heard in my life. And, please listen because this is really, really important.
So your question to me at the installation, luncheon was, how are you here and how did you get into the field of helping kids?
Yes.
And listen, it goes back to my childhood, to my family growing up, and always wanting to help others. And
where were you from?
I'm from Minnesota.
Okay.
Originally.
Minnesota.
Go
Minnesota.
There we go. Yeah, I can hear that there.
A little chilly over there right now.
It's a little chilly. It sure is.
Yeah.
And always with a desire to help others. And
I feel that way too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that for sure.
Yeah.
And as I grew up, it became clear to me that working with teenagers, working with kids, was a direction that I wanted to go. Catholic school raised, kindergarten through college.
Yeah, my Catholic school too.
Yep. My college internships were either working in a school or working in a community center in the south side of Minneapolis. Loved it, and that solidified my desire to work with kids. I was fortunate, or am fortunate enough, to have married a wonderful woman, Allison.
Hi, Allison.
Hi, Allison. Hi, hon.
Yeah.
And she shared that same passion. Always wanted to work with kids, and she had a college roommate her freshman year who worked for Boys Town out of their national office in Omaha, Nebraska.
Wow.
And so we decided, we graduated college in May. We got married in August, and we moved to Omaha, not really knowing anybody, in September of back in 2000.
Yeah.
Dating myself a little bit there.
25 years ago.
25 years ago.
Oh.
Yes, just celebrated our 25th
Well,
wedding
congratulations.
And we knew that the organization Boys Town did so much with kids, and we wanted to be a part of that.
Absolutely.
So we started our careers as being the assistant to the married couple that lived in the home with the boys or girls. In our case, I worked in a boys' home, of course, and my wife also worked in boys' homes. So after
were they all boys at that time, or were they boys and girls?
So there were still girls, but they weren't living in the same home.
Okay, so they had a separate home for the girls and
Correct.
a separate. Okay.
Yep, and there were at our campus in Omaha, Nebraska, where Father Flanagan started Boys Town back in 1917.
That's what I was excited about.
Yes, 1917, over 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Still that same 1 square mile campus, and it is beautiful.
Is it still there?
Still there, still vibrant. And at the time when we were there were approximately 70 of those homes. 70, nearly 500 kids on this campus.
Did you hear that? 70 homes, 500.
Yes.
Oh my God.
They had schools.
All over the country, kids, or just from Minnesota?
All over the country.
So they would send them to the.
They would send them there. They had contracts with different states. A lot of juvenile justice systems. You go to jail or go to Boys Town. And the kids were like, I don't want to go to jail. I don't know what Boys Town is, but I'm going to go there.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they're in the middle of the country and going, I haven't seen so much corn.
What did
I do? I have no idea what
and
this
I'm
is going to be
freezing to
like.
death.
Yes. And
shovel
so
snow.
we did that for about a year, and then we decided, okay, we know enough about this. Let's apply to be the couple that lives with the kids.
Okay.
So at the ripe age of 22, we were selected and
you were
hired.
both 20, you and your wife are the
Correct.
same age.
Yep.
22.
Yep.
Okay.
We were selected to have one of those homes.
Yeah.
So we moved in, just like over Christmas break.
Yeah. Like right
about this time. Correct. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Actually, I remember very specifically December 28th.
Wow.
And And
I get chills just
as the
thinking
kids
about
were coming
this.
back from break, they were coming into a home that they, unfortunately weren't sure where their family teachers went. But life happened, and they had some family issues and needed to move on. And my wife and I moved into the home, and we had 8 teenage boys living with us 24/7, 365.
Oh my God.
8 teenage boys.
18. Well,
Yes.
what ages were they? Like 13 to 16?
These kids, when we first started, they were 14 to 18.
14 to 18. Okay.
And then we did that in Omaha for 3 more years.
Okay.
And the youngest kid we had was 10, who came into our house.
Okay.
And we had a couple of younger ones.
How did that work out?
I tell you, it's an experience.
Was it Father's
unlike
knows
anything
best or
else.
what?
Well, it was definitely my wonderful and beautiful wife had a lot to do with it.
Did she? I'm
That's
sure.
For sure. Yes, as the only woman in a house full of all guys.
Yeah.
We needed to get a dog, and it needed to be a female dog.
Yeah.
So we got a female dog.
Yeah.
But the organization that it takes, the care, the love, the time, the patience,
Right.
everything that goes into raising, not only our own kids, and this is before we had kids of our own.
Right.
We had these 8 boys who were coming from a wide variety of backgrounds. We had quite a few felons. We had kids who had been in the juvenile justice system for years. And we're
This
looking
wasn't
at,
an easy job then, no.
No. We had 5 kids from the south side of Chicago, all coming from 3 significant level gangs.
My goodness.
And we found out that I mean, again, 5 out of the 8 boys,
I believe you.
all from the same neighborhood, who, if they were home, they couldn't cross a certain street, or they couldn't walk on a certain side of the street because of their gang affiliations. And they were now all living in our house.
Oh.
And, to make a little light of it here, these guys
did
were...
you put
a
tape there and say,
they had
your
to be able
side,
to get
your
along.
side?
They
Yeah.
had to be able to work together. And the beauty of the Boys Town program is that Father Flanagan, even 100 plus years ago, knew that there needed to be a system where the boys could help govern themselves. And now it's of course the boys and the girls. But we had in our home, by design, what we called a self-government model.
Okay. What is that?
Yes, where the boys then...
Self-government.
Yep. Every week, they voted on who is going to be the manager of the house. The manager of the house then had to direct everybody else on the chores that they had to do for the week. And that particular boy was the one who was in charge to go around and make sure every day that, that the dishes were done, that their beds were made, that things were picked up.
Each week they'd have a different one?
Each week we would vote on a new manager. And we would work our way through that process. And that not only taught the boys, some responsibility, gave them some opportunity where they may not have had it before, to lead other young men in ways that, they'd only done maybe negatively. This was now positive, and this was, met with an opportunity for some extra rewards from our perspective when they had done things well. But that process really helped the boys who, coming from varied backgrounds, or very much so where they had been in gang fights against each other. We had 2 boys who had literally had guns and had shot at each other back in Chicago.
And they were in your house?
And they were in our house.
Oh, God bless you.
And in the 3 years that we had those boys...
Did they become friends?
Absolutely. We had 0 fights. We had no fights at all in our home. And that was a testament to the expectations and the model that was expected, from us. And the boys very quickly, they would laugh. We had a lot of Hispanic boys. So a lot of very strong expectations on the respect for the female figure in the home. So my wife, she was revered. Yeah. And the boys would do everything they could to always make sure that she was protected, which was wonderful.
Oh, that was great.
It was. And these boys, and I'm not sure if I told you this part before, but 2 of the boys that we had were from here in Las Vegas.
Really?
They were. And
wow.
Yes, they had, their older brother had gotten into a little bit of trouble. in the mid to late 90s, and ended up not just, they tried him out and they tried to leave him here, but he kept running away from the Boys Town homes here in Las Vegas. And so they sent him out to Omaha. They said, you're not going to run from Omaha back to Vegas. and he did not.
No.
But he recognized within 6 months of being there that that environment was the best place for his brothers to then grow up.
Really?
And he, without telling Boys Town, when he came back for a home visit over the holidays,
what a testament, huh?
his parents bought the next brother a one-way ticket to Omaha. And so when he went back, when he went back, he came and then he stayed at Boys Town for a while, but the next younger brother came as well, and all 4 boys that were in this family graduated high school, served the country in the Marine Corps. 3 of these boys are now, and I get a little emotional.
Well, yeah, I'd be emotional too.
3 of these boys are now police officers. 2 here in Las Vegas.
Oh,
One
my
is a
God.
detective with Metro. And that young man who lived in our house, 20 years ago at this point, is now serves on the Boys Town, Nevada Board of Directors.
Oh my God. How wonderful.
Just an incredible
It brings
experience.
tears to my eyes,
Yes,
too.
yes.
I was
And
just so moved by your story.
Yeah, we were so blessed to have the opportunity to live with these boys, to see, what a healthy
important
marriage
this is.
looks like, how my wife and I can agree and can disagree, and frankly fight without drinking, without drugs, without getting physical with each other. Couples can do that.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear that? Couples can do that.
Now, we were young and still figuring it out very much ourselves as well. And during that time when we were in Omaha with the boys, our firstborn son came right home from the hospital to a house full of 8 older brothers.
Wow.
And we, the beginning of our marriage
How was that?
And our family, we welcomed our 3 kids back into the Boys Town home.
Wow.
So we worked for the Nebraska site for a while. Then we went out to Rhode Island and helped Boys Town open up a location out there. We continued doing the same role where we were living in the home, except in the case out in Rhode Island, we had actually lived with kids who were victims of abuse or neglect themselves. And these were, so not necessarily the teenagers who had gotten into trouble on their own. They had done some things and broke the law.
Yeah.
These were kids who maybe went to school one day with a bruise on their face or with a broken arm that was questionable. And, after the authorities...
How did you handle that? That I'm curious about.
Yes, and so we specialized in taking kids into our house who, larger sibling sets. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kids at a time. We were licensed for 10 kids. So in Omaha, it was 8. Out in Rhode Island, it was 10 kids. And we were full most of the time, unfortunately. But we gave those larger sibling sets, who in a traditional state-level system are going to get split out into multiple foster homes and not being able to see each other more than once or twice a month for a couple hours at a time.
That would be so tough.
The focus has got to be on keeping those kids together. It's traumatic enough to go through a separation of a parent. No matter what that parent has done, the kid is going to say, that's my mom, that's my dad, I love them, it's okay, I probably did something wrong. While not correct, that's their feeling at the age of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
So we specialize in those larger sibling sets. So we were licensed for 10 kids, and we had 3 kids of our own. So we had 13 kids under the age of 13.
Instead of the Brady Bunch, the Etzell Bunch.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And we did that for another 3+ years out in Rhode Island. And all in all, between the younger kids and the teenagers, we had more than 115 kids come through our house during about an 8-year period.
Wow.
Working for Boys Town.
And you have to be so proud of that.
To have the opportunity to create some stability, some safety for kids, and frankly the opportunity to trust an adult again.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what kids need, is that ability to trust an adult again and not have fear of being hurt or injured or
abused.
Abused.
And you had all of that, huh?
Yep. And we were able to create those environments within the program that Boys Town has got to make sure that those kids were safe. And our 3 kids, when we were in Rhode Island, when we started, our kids were, let's see, 3, 1, and just a baby. And so they all grew up out there with, lots and lots of kids around all the time. And they just thought it was just a whole lot of cousins.
Yeah.
Well, they would, come and go.
Do you still talk to all of them? We
still talk with quite a few of the teenagers that we had. Yes, those younger kids, not quite so much. But we are in touch with some through social media. And it's neat to see where they ended up. And as in most families or in life in general, most do pretty well. Some are still figuring it out. And my wife Alice and I would say all the time, our job then and remains to be now, we are seed planters. When those seeds germinate, we don't necessarily know. We can apply the water, we can apply the sun, we can apply the love, we can apply all of those things to a kid when they choose to make better decisions that we've shown them how to do. It could be right away, it could be within a year, it might be 15 years down the road after they've spent 10 years in jail and gone, you know what, man, I learned something a long time ago that maybe I need to go back and try again. And we've had a few of those cases as well, where kids have, called us, those teenagers have called us as adults and said, hey, I'm in jail. Can you spot me bail money? No, I can't. You're in there because of whatever it is that you've done. I'm happy to support. I'm happy to call, talk, write letters, whatever. When you get out, happy to support them as well. And you've got to finish what that consequence is, and that part's hard.
That's smart, though.
Yeah. So we've been blessed to be a part of many kids, lives and the work that I've had the opportunity to continue to do here in Nevada as an organization, and impacting and hopefully preventing kids and families from getting in situations like that. And I think that's sometimes some of the hardest part for folks to understand is, we see the impact of, rapid population growth and, the impact on schools and social service, frameworks and programs and that safety net of services. Those can be difficult. And the work that a Boys Town does, or a Foster Kinship, or an Olive Crest, or other many wonderful organizations here in town that do fantastic work.
Well, then there are a lot of other different in town. So you don't take the kids in anymore.
No.
You go to the homes and you help that way.
Correct.
Are there homes here in Las Vegas that do what you did?
There are. Yep. From Olive Crest.
What is Olive Crest?
So Olive Crest is an organization similar to Boys Town.
Okay.
And they do some of that early intervention prevention work, but they've also got the homes where kids can go live if that's what the level of care that they need. In order for safety and permanency. St. Jude's Ranch for Children out in Boulder City.
Here. In Boulder.
Yep. Boulder City. Yep. Dr. Christina Vela out there is fantastic, and they've got a wonderful program that has got that same model, that same family style model, with a married couple living with the kids right there. So those are a few options that families have, and there's a lot of emphasis and focus on the impact on kids when going to a non-relative care.
Well, sure.
So there's more, and what I'm appreciative of is an organization like Foster Kinship and Raise the Future that focuses in on that kinship level, that aunt, that uncle, the cousin, the neighbor that might not necessarily be, blood family, but they know the kids because they've seen them grow up right next to them for the last 10 years. That might be the best place for those kids to go. So a lot of focus on, let's make sure that we reduce the level of trauma.
What, Foster Kinship?
Foster Kinship is the name of that organization.
That's in Las Vegas also?
Here in Las Vegas. And Dr. Ali Caliendo runs that organization. And she's done a phenomenal job of finding whatever gaps that the system may have, and then starting programs to fill those gaps. So Foster Kinship was born from that opportunity. And I think they now serve more than 3,000 kids a month and they're supporting those families here in Las Vegas. They're
See,
supporting
these
those
things
families.
need to be brought out so people know what is really out there.
Yeah, and it is tremendous work, but they optimize the family that particular kid may have,
right, to
give them whatever resources they may need, because all of a sudden mom or dad might be in some trouble, and after school that kid's now coming home to you, and you may not have a bed for that kid, you may not have a crib, you might not have a car seat, you might not have a wide variety of things,
right,
and have all of those things. They've got a wonderful facility where those families can go and pick up anything that they need.
That's
for,
great.
For free.
Yeah.
And they've got support groups for parents, for grandparents, for aunts and uncles, and all of those caregivers. That goes a long ways towards, as nicely as I can see it, keeping kids out of a formalized system.
Sure, because you
Child
don't want
welfare system, juvenile justice
once
system.
they get into that, then it's
right. We don't need more kids in there.
No.
There are other stopgap measures that are safer, healthier in the short and long term for kids. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, how many kids would you say are affected with problems in Las Vegas? Have you ever done the research on it?
Vegas is 2.5-ish, million people.
Correct.
There are roughly 3,000 kids at any given time here in the Valley that are in foster care on a daily basis.
Wow.
That number can fluctuate up to 3,500, up to 4,000. And then you've got
I
all the
have
ones
no
that
idea.
are.
I'm sure our audience didn't either.
You've got many that are not in a formalized system either. So that number could be another 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 10,000 more. We don't really know, but there are, because of the housing challenges as well, there are so many multi-generational or multi-family, apartments or townhomes or condos or houses that kids are in, where it's a little bit more difficult to tell just how many are in that situation. But unfortunately, Nevada ranks 50th when it comes to access to mental health care.
50th?
50th in the country.
You would think they'd be in the top 10, for goodness sakes, with all the stuff that goes on here.
Yep. The need is there, but the access to care is not. And there are steps that are being done by the legislature every year to continue to improve that. UNLV School of Psychology is doing a wonderful job of pushing that forward, so we can get more clinicians, more kids in high school interested in becoming a psychologist, a social worker, a therapist, a psychiatrist, all sort, because we just don't have enough of any of those professions here in, not just here in Vegas, but here in the state. And that's why access to care, we are last. And it's not good to be last in anything.
No, not
Certainly
at all.
not that, because then you can
We need to shine a light on this.
Right.
We really do.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can see where that then goes. If kids are not getting the access to mental health care that they may need in elementary, middle, or high school, you run the risk then of a higher, jail population. That's more costly to taxpayers.
That's true.
So an organization or a program such as Boys Town, Nevada, that does that early intervention and prevention work, while yes, it certainly does cost some money to do that, you can spend a few thousand now, or the average cost of a year up at high desert correctional facility is more than $55,000 a year.
Wow.
So multiply that out by somebody doing a 10-year sentence or a 20, or you're looking at
fix it now or really have a mess later.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, if you could wish for anything, what would you wish for? I'm curious, John.
Yes, I would wish for a community that focuses in on providing the resources for kids and families when they need it the most.
Right.
And I don't like the term at risk. Communities are at-risk populations or at-risk areas of town. I'm a firm believer that they are under-resourced.
Right.
Under-resourced. And guess what? The adults have the opportunity to change that. We should be able to go ahead and do that. We should be able to make sure that the resources get into the right hands.
Correct.
So that the kids and families who need the most get the most. And that may not always seem fair to all, but some folks start maybe at a little bit of a different level in life than many kids and families out there. We've got to be able to level that playing field and give them the resources they need to be successful. So I think there are so many opportunities for the business community, for the nonprofit community, and for Nevada government, and whether that's Clark County Commissioners, the Nevada City Council,
exactly.
The Henderson City Council, all the way up to the legislature and Governor Lombardo. We've got that responsibility to ensure that we are all working together to improve our cities so that we can see these metrics change over the next 5, 10, 15 years. And it does take time, without a doubt. It needs to take time, it needs to take resources, but as you mentioned earlier, we can pay a little bit now,
or a lot later.
Pay a lot later, and I don't want to be in that position.
Yep. Absolutely. Will you do me a favor? Will you come back on the show and let me know how this is going forward? And if there's anything I can do to help or get the word out, I'm more than happy to do it. We can have a panel and have other people in here and talk about it, whatever we need.
That would be fantastic.
I offer that to you, I really do.
Of a handful of others who are doing wonderful work here in town who would love to be a part of this.
Well, why don't we do that? Let's set it up, and you just watch, because we're going to have a meeting with all of us. That would be great. I'd love it.
That would be fantastic.
But you definitely made my day, and when I met you, like I said, I was totally impressed with everything you said. So all I can say is Happy New Year, and let's get to work and straighten this mess out. What do you say?
Every day is a good day to help a kid and support a family. Let's do it.
One more time, say it.
Every day is a good day to help a kid and support a family. Let's do this together.
Let's do it together. Absolutely. Well, John, thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed it.
Yes.
And your wife has to be an angel, honestly.
She is a saint.
Well, Happy New Year. This is our show for today. Take care.
So grab your headphones, let the journey start with Suzy's Vegas tales. She's stealing the heart in the city of dreams. Let's laugh and play Suzy's Las Vegas podcast. Come join the sway.